Average Pat's Movie Reviews.
Hi everyone, Average Pat here to sit to chat today about the movie Knives Out. I was honored enough to see this as an early screening. It came out a week before the actual movie is released. Got a nice little collectible card for it for seeing it. Rian Johnson directed this movie. He was in charge of The Last Jedi and did Looper as well. Last Jedi didn't do very well according to the Star Wars fans, even though I kind of liked it. I don't know why everybody else ragged on it so bad. But this one reinvents himself as a new twist of movies. He's come out and said that he wanted to do an homage to the Agatha Christie type movies where strong character roles overlying back and forth between different characters and stuff along those lines made for good movies and good qualities and good whodunit type attitudes. And with this cast he has and the storyline that he has and the way it was shot and filmed, my God, did he ever do a good job? I'm going to read some of the cast. I'm going to read the main cast here, and the powerhouse of people he has assembled is incredible. Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, Lakeith Stanfield, Christopher Plummer, Catherine Langford, Jaden Martell, Ricky Lindholm, Edie Patterson, Frank Oz, and Kay Callan. My goodness, the tour of force with just half of those names is just incredible. There's not much you can say without saying, wow. Like, even as I'm walking out the theater, the people I'm walking out with, all of us looked at each other and said, wow, what a good movie. What a great, well done overall, like, who done it? How is this possible? Man, what a great twist. What a great story. Great acting. I know it sounds cliche, but it is just a great movie. The overall storyline is Christopher Plummer. His character is a very wealthy author named Harlan Thrombey, and he has an inheritance of significant wealth that he wants to share with his family were he to ever go past. And his family is the old bad line, we put the fun in dysfunctional family. I think this would be a perfect model for them. The stories, the characterizations, the embodiment of who's the jerk, who's the loser, who's the goof off, who's really the goof off and isn't as obvious about it, who stands up when they need to, who ducks and hides for cover, who's got a lot more going on than they should. There's a perfect character for every one of them. The way they're introduced is they're being interviewed by Lakeith Stanfield's character, Lieutenant Elliot, who's investigating the death of Harlan. The night of his 85th birthday, they're all there for a party. The next morning they wake up and he's dead, an apparent suicide, or so they think. The question is, was it a suicide or was it an actual murder? If it was a murder, who would be the suspect? Why would they have done it? What would the basis be, and how would they have done it, since it was clearly obvious to everybody involved, at least they thought it was, that it was a suicide. The intricacies, the overlapping stories, the performances are bar none incredible. And listening to Rian Johnson on the Preston and Steve Morning Show here in Philadelphia, he is a good fan of their morning show on the radio, and they love having him come over and talk. And he said this cast was so fun to work with. They became such good friends. In between takes at this house, which is a gorgeous estate where they filmed, there was a pool table down in the basement. Instead of going back to their trailers in between takes and everybody running off and doing their own thing and hiding amongst themselves, introverting, they all stayed and hung out together, had drinks, and played pool until all hours of the night. A lot of filming was done at night, and they had fun with it. And you could tell the personification of the different characteristics of the jerk brother, the arrogant older sibling, the younger sibling who doesn't have any clue where they're going. All that was personified quite well, and it felt real. They felt like family. That's how close they became on set. And Rian Johnson was very proud of that and said, that's the level of caliber of actors and actresses that they had, and to see that and actually live through that was really fun to see. And he had a great time filming it, and he says it came across in the movie. Watching this movie, I wholeheartedly agree. It was an incredible, fun time. You really had no idea exactly how it was going to go. It was really one of those movies that it was a nice twist. It was a great second twist. And if there's more twists, which I'm not going to ruin by saying yes or no, every twist that's done is very well developed. Everyone is well thought out. Everything that is there was done intentionally. Everything that was set up was done the correct way. And a lot of things, looking back as the movie was ended, you see ahead of time. You just don't realize that you see it ahead of time. It reminds me very reminiscent of The Sixth Sense. I'm not going to go into the whole details of that, but there's obvious signs and things in the movie The Sixth Sense that when you look back and they have a little flash of them at the end of the movie, you're like, oh my gosh, it was right there the whole time, and I never saw it. This movie embraces that as well. There's a lot of characteristics and a lot of things that are said, that are seen, that are shown, little details that if you aren't paying attention, you will miss them. If you do pay attention, you'll see it right there as it happens. And it makes it a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable, and to realize it's been there in front of you the whole entire time, in the same genre as Agatha Christie's movies and books, where the obvious killer was right there. In her stories, the obvious solution to this movie is right there, but you don't know it. And it's amazing, and it's well done and well directed. And, Rian Johnson wrote the story, from my understanding, and I know he obviously directed it and had fun doing it. And the fun and the story, embracing of the story by the characters of the characters by the actors and actresses is just easily brought and felt across a wide range. You know they had fun doing this. And to me, that makes a whole big difference, because this type of movie needed to have that true emotional bond to it. You had to understand where they were coming from, what they were going through, who their characters really were. And with so many people involved, and my goodness, the list is so powerful and classy and historic with the roles that they had and some of the people they've come across and they've portrayed before, you know this cast knows what they're doing. And for them to embrace it with so many storylines overlapping, they had to envelop that whole character and purposely and perfectly showcase that across the screen. And they did a very good job. It was very enjoyable. I'm very honored that I got to see it a week early. There was lots of great laughs. There's lots of great one-liners. There's lots of serious moments, but the one-liners are great. Everybody in the theater had quite a few good laughs at a couple of the jokes, couple of the scenes, and very intense moments where you laugh because you have to. The scene just is perfectly well shot, is well executed, is well delivered, and it was just an enjoyable, great whodunit type of movie. Easily rating 4.75 out of 5 for me. It's an enjoyable whodunit type movie with an ensemble cast that is second to none lately. You really is far-fetched to find such a good quality cast that does such a good job in a movie like this that is going to do great. The reviews are going to be good for it. I really think this is going to be one of those successful movies that people just don't see coming because they haven't seen enough of the movie explained in the trailers. But once they go see it, they'll realize that they couldn't have done it in the trailers because they would have ruined some of the movie had they tried. Easily recommended this. Go see it. As soon as it comes out in your local theater, go get a chance to see it. Go see it. Enjoy it. And embrace some of the good stories that Hollywood still does every once in a while come out with. And Rian Johnson did a great job in this one. If you like this review or any of my reviews, please make sure you like them on Facebook. Subscribe to my page on YouTube. Click on the little notification bell. It's a little icon. You click that and it'll notify you every time I post a new review. And I look forward to doing more reviews for you. I also went last night and saw A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and I'll be doing a review for that later today and having that posted up tonight as well. Thank you. Make sure you tell your friends and family about my page. Let's get the word of mouth out there so we can get bigger and better and have more fun with better reviews. If you have movies you want me to review, send me a comment, send me a question, send me anything you want. I'll help out as best I can, and I'll review any movie you guys give me a suggestion for. Thanks a lot. Have a great night, guys.